What is up guys, welcome to a new video. This video is going to be me eating different foods and it was requested by one of you guys. Usually when I go to school I buy bananas from the local fruit store. They're really good, fresh. I think they're grown here if I'm not mistaken. Okay, next up is the food that I eat almost daily. So this is kind of a buffet type school lunch. So it's charged by weight. They put it on a scale, you can see it later. That's one of my favorite tofus. It's like a slimy kind of jelly tofu. Here's the meat section. I took some chicken this day because I was just working out. I needed some protein. You put it on a scale and then they ask you how big rice do you want, how much rice do you want. Is it like big or small? They ask 大的 or 小的. 大白. 好, 79. I tossed away the bones and then accidentally almost put the chopstick into the wrong place because these were single-use chopsticks. There's a lot of different options in the local 7-Elevens. It's quite surprising. But this time I took some sushi, which actually doesn't have any fish in it. It's just chicken and vegetables, and I think maybe shrimp. But it tastes really good. I think these are only like a day old or not even that, because they get renewed really often. Because people eat in 7-Elevens and in night markets really often, so they have a constant supply of fresh ingredients. You can eat it at the park, it's cool. Okay, next food is one of my favorites, and then also this is pretty good. All of the food in Taiwan is really good. This is what I usually take when I want to treat myself. I take like a pork bun. I take niro mian, which is a very Taiwanese dish, but I'll tell about that later. So this is the pork belly bun ordered from the night market. It has a bun and some pork belly meat. It has a lot of different spices and cilantro, and it's quite juicy, so it's really good, and it costs a couple of euros. And moving on to the next dish, because I was really hungry that day, I took niro mian, beef noodles basically. In Taiwan at least, they package things really smartly. So the noodles are in one package and then the soup is in one package. And you open them up like this. There's the soup. Put it in a bag. And then you take the noodles and put them inside. And this is one of the best things that you can buy, at least in my neighborhood. It's so full of flavor. There's so many different spices, especially in the broth. No, in Finland we don't eat that much red meat, at least my family. So when I came here to Taiwan, it was really a shock how much red meat they eat. And I think the broth is probably the best thing they have. They actually put a bit too much spices because I couldn't feel my lips afterward, but it's still worth it. Next up we got dumplings. And these are not your normal dumplings. These are made by us. And that sauce, we'll get into that later. We went to a cooking club event where we made our own dumplings. Here I am really happy making dumplings. It's not the first time I've made dumplings. I made them at home. But we made them, ate them, and had a lot of fun. And the sauce was really good. But you remember I talked about this sauce. They put so much chili into that. So, being an arrogant young man, I put a lot of sauce into my dumplings. This was my spiciness limit. And also the ladies taught us some words in Chinese, which was nice. Next up we have food we were invited by the school. I signed myself up to this. We had a lot of food and a couple of drinks, of course. Most of the time we didn't know what we were eating, but sometimes we had something familiar, sometimes we had something new. It was such a good experience.
Oh yeah, bringing the food.
And this is stinky tofu, which is the #1 top tier thing that you can eat in Taiwan. It smells awful. It smells like actual shit. But when you eat it, it's not that bad. You can see from my face, it's not that good, but it has its own flavor. Next up we have duck blood.
Duck blood. Supposedly, yeah.
That was spiced really well, tasted like jelly.
It's good.
Next up, pork knuckles. They tasted really good actually. It was just normal pork meat. Until I ate the knuckle, which you're not supposed to eat.
That's in it.
This was the guy who organized the international event. I don't know much about him. He paid for everything, which was so nice. He was also really keen on getting us in the correct mood. There was some sashimi, And this is maybe the worst shit I've ever drank in my life. Next up we had a drinking game that's impossible to explain, but you had to take a shot if you lost. It's very interesting to have this common experience, eating different foods, talking to friends, and having fun. Also, there was the eggs and tomato dish that Eric made in the last video. And this is how our night in the restaurant ends. And this guy paid for everything. We went to a bar after that, and after the bar I was hungry again, so I got a box full of food. The next morning, after a couple hours of sleep, I went to McDonald's, and it wasn't good. It was quite bad. Luckily I had an apple pie, because I was on my way to Tainan. It's a 1.5 hour ride with a bullet train. It's a really nice ride. I mostly slept the whole way. And now we're here. Tainan is a little bit smaller place than Taipei, and we went to different museums, but the main point of the travel was the night market. The night market was similar than in Taipei. The first thing I bought was beef skewers. Skewers. Quality beef. On to the next one. So you basically pick what you want them to cook and then they cook it. Simple as that. I took mushrooms. And the bubble tea I'm drinking is just a basic bubble milk tea with 25% sweetness. Mushrooms. Mushrooms. Garlic. Soy. Chili. What the? Cilantro. These were one of the best mushrooms I've had. Classic Taiwanese. That's a big one. Yeah. I saw a lot of people queuing up for this. You can usually see a lot of chicken places where they deep fry the chicken in a huge pot. I actually never tried it before, so this was my first time. Yeah, it's good. It's actually good. And they literally have everything here. Okay, I forgot to take a video of me buying this, but this is dumplings. Pork dumplings. Not that spicy. Next, I'm gonna devour this. This is basically just a skewer, but with berries. And actually the bottom ones are cherry tomatoes. Next up, there's a corn dog. I've never had a corn dog before, and this was filled with cheese. It was actually a little bit sweet. Let's go. Then we drove back to the hostel where I did some editing. It looks like this. It's just a small kind of box where I lived. And it was really cozy actually to sleep. The bed is much better than in my dorm room. The next day we went to a museum, and there's fish. Fish. I'm in the museum right now and I'm hungry. So of course there's a 7-Eleven in the museum. I'm gonna buy some sort of ready-made food from here. They have actually these, but I'm not gonna take them today. I decided to take this. It's braised pork with rice and spices. Easy to eat, spicy. It's relatively cheap, €2. It's kind of the perfect big snack. And after that, I took an ice cream with bubble tea flavor. These are really good. They have like actual bubbles or tapioca pearls inside, so you can chew on them. Of course, I forgot to take video again, but I took 2 fruits. Cost 29 NT, so €1. It's funny how the oranges are partially green in Taiwan. I've never seen that before anywhere else. At least back home they're all orange. But the green ones they taste the best. The lady at the shop gave me the best fruits. Thank you, shopkeeper. And of course we went back to the night market to get some evening food. There's like MSG and chili and a little bit of sugar maybe. Of course, mushrooms. I love mushrooms. And then I told them to put a lot of chili. Looks weird. Is it spicy? No. Is it salty? No. Is it mushrooms? Yes. Is it good? 6 out of 10. Okay, next one is mochi. Mochi that has a strawberry inside of it. And it was really interesting. It had like a yellow stuffing and a strawberry inside of it. that mochi was good. It was actually really good. It had some sort of like, you know, the dough that's inside like a pie. I don't know what it was. Can't put my finger on it. Okay, so there's soup that I have to get from this, and then we're eating here like a big meal. I was really hungry, so I wanted to have something big to eat. So we went to this place that had noodles with steak. Awesome. We got some soup. Tastes like soup. Tastes like corn soup. Complimentary pure hot sauce. Let's try it out. It's good. It's not spicy. So that kind of gives you an insight to Taiwan's food culture. If you want more stuff like this, comment down below. I'll reply to every comment. Thanks for watching. See ya.